Happy Sunday morning to everybody. Welcome to the SBP. We are live and full effect. As always, I'm your boy Prime. Source, what is good?
Live and direct on a Sunday morning. I ain't got no problems because my team is on a bye week with the best record in the game. So we chilling like a mud. I will only be in attendance of today's Sports Bar Podcast group meetup to annoy everybody. That's it. That's it.
So you just gonna take Caesar's job?
Yeah. See, especially if Caesar shows up, I got to out Caesar in person. He gonna be quiet in person. He ain't gonna say nothing in person. Just for the record, in case anybody does not know, he ain't gonna say nothing in person. Yeah, he not. He gonna be in the corner.
No doubt. He says he's coming. I was starting to think, so we try to get some extra security up in that bad boy or something. But only thing that might save him, the only thing that might save Caesar is he was saying that Stephanie was coming.
Yeah.
So, we can't have those type of shenanigans and violence in front of the spouse. So
in front of the ladies, in front of the lady. Yes.
Yeah, we can't do that. So he might just get off. Then again, you gotta watch yourself around people too, because believe it or not, we know what Caesar about, but Caesar got some supporters in the group.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, he got some supporters in the group. So
oddly enough.
So I don't know how the backlash would actually, how the actual backlash would go. In that effect, man. But hey, it's gonna be what it's gonna be, man. SBP, I mean, this is the fourth time we've done it. Meetup. And we're going to be getting it in today at 7801 West Broad Street. That is the Buffalo Wild Wings right here in Richmond. Come through. I've seen quite a few people said they're going to come through or try to stop through. I've seen a couple of newer, I'm not saying new faces, but folks that haven't been out before, they said they're going to come through. So we're going to see.
They're a bunch of liars, especially if you're talking about Cliff. If Cliff said he coming, he ain't coming.
Man, bro been coming every year.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't showed up yet.
He ain't gonna be there. His wife will show up before he show up. She ain't even in the group.
Only reason he get a pass because he's got his OG card. So he been with us since day one. So, sometimes we let the SPOG slide. It's not a whole lot of us.
Right.
But, so he get along, he's fine. Him, Dorian, they get a pass. I understand.
Yeah. Cliff get a pass because he been with the group for a long time. He been with me since we was like 6. So,
I know that's right. It is all good, man. But yeah, it's a beautiful Sunday morning to have things popping off, man. And that's why, we ain't going to be on this thing too long today. We're going to try to knock this thing out in about 30 minutes. We're going to pick 5 games. We're not going to really do any real recaps or no Thursday nights, anything like that. Even though there is a game on in Germany right now, I believe the Colts. Last I looked, the Colts were up 7-3. I believe. I know Jonathan Taylor had punched one in.
Right.
And I definitely like, and I need that. So for a whole lot of reasons, I needed that. So I needed to get up in that end zone, bro. Yeah. So, it is what it is, man. But let's go ahead and spill into this thing, man, so we can make things happen. So we can please the people and also have times to set our lineups and stuff where we head out and chop it up today.
Word.
No doubt. So first thing we're going to get into, bro, we're going to get into the Browns and the Ravens. Very, very intriguing matchup. 2 teams in the same division, in a division that's won a whole lot of football games. Some of it we expected, some of it we didn't expect. But the Browns and Ravens come into this game, bro, and these are 2 teams that right now have two of the absolute best defenses in the entire NFL through 9 weeks going into week 10. What you feel about this one?
Yeah, them defenses is nasty, man. We saw Cleveland's defense wreck poor Clayton Tune's debut last week. I definitely had the Cleveland defense on my fantasy squad, on my FanDuel squad last Sunday. So They lit it up, I should say, for me, and they do that every week. They get to the quarterback, they get turnovers, all that good stuff, and they don't give up a lot of points. The Ravens defense, though, man, shoot,
Mhm.
them people's look like 2000. Them
Okay,
people
so you
look
sure
like
Ray and T Suggs ain't out there?
right,
Are you
man.
sure?
That's crazy. Them people giving up 13 points a game. 13 points a game. 13 points a game.
Let that sink in.
Especially today, in this day and age of football and up and down the field, and pass happy, lot of points for a lot of teams, and people give up 13 points. That's dumb. That's dumb. Ain't even nothing to say. Ain't ain't even nothing to say.
Yeah, Jay, what's up, Cuzzo? Hope you're still coming through. AJ, my guy, what's up this morning, man? Um, yeah, so yeah, the defenses are definitely crazy, and that's been a big key to the Ravens' success, especially, man. And I was looking at something at them as an overall squad. Do you know by quite a wide margin they have the best point differential in the entire NFL right now? Point differential, they plus 125. Closest to them would be the Buffalo at plus 80.
Mm,
So, the Ravens out here doing the damn thing.
yeah,
But, we spoke about Cleveland's defense, and I think what we have to watch with Lamar today is one is, the complex blitz packages that they like to run in Cleveland. But the thing is the second thing, they don't have to blitz to get that pressure. Myles Garrett and Zadarius Smith may be, if we go down the line right now, they've got to be in contention for the duo that's played the best this particular season and up until this point. So I think it's going to be tough. All the Browns receivers going to be able to get off. We saw Amari Cooper, who's been somewhat quiet. Some of that because Deshaun ain't been there,
right.
for a large amount of time. But he still came through with a $139 last week in the air. Now I say quietly, and it's quiet, a quiet $139 because we're gonna talk about something a little bit later that might make you understand why we say that was quiet. But that's going to be the thing to watch. Can the Browns offense actually get going and find some holes in that Ravens defense? Because the Ravens are going to do what they do. It's not going to always be the same person every week. Lamar might upset you. You think you want him to run the ball. He going to find Andrews. He going to find Zay Flowers. OBJ touched the end zone the other day, right? Then it's going to be times where it's going to be all him and his legs, or he handing it off to Gus Edwards. You know what I'm saying? So that's what's going to be crazy. In my opinion, man, right now, the Ravens are the best team in the National Football League, and I have them winning this game today, 26-17.
Ooh, man, 26-17. That's 43 points. That's a good number of points for these two teams. I'm sure they would take that. I'm not mad at the idea that the Ravens are the best team in the league right now. That's yeah, because they've proven it week in and week out on the offensive side and on the defensive side, especially on the defensive side for most of the season. Man, you take away that Pittsburgh game, shoot, probably no doubt. Wouldn't be argued by a lot of people. I have Baltimore winning as well, 20-10. I don't think it's going
Okay.
to be a lot of points, and I think they'll be able to lock Cleveland up enough to keep them under that 13-point average that they're holding on to.
Yeah, I can definitely see that 20 happening for Baltimore. It's just the thing, it's been a couple of games this year where I just knew for a fact that Baltimore was going to put, with so many points on the board. And darn if they ain't turn around and, beat the brakes off a couple of people. You feel me?
Oh yeah, it could definitely be 37-10. Yeah,
Yeah.
that is possible. You're right.
Indeed. Next up is a game that probably my favorite game of the day, to be honest with you. It's coming with a little bit of a downside though after some earlier news, but it would be the Texans and the Bengals, right?
Yeah.
And as I didn't mention early in the Browns Ravens match, if the playoffs ended today or started today, the Browns would be a wild card team. So would the Cincinnati Bengals right now. And if you think about where they started, that's really saying something. Texans wouldn't quite be in the playoff mix. They're just outside of the wild card picture, but they'd be right there as one of the next two teams that possibly, that would be able to get in. So this is going to be a fun matchup. We've got one quarterback who's gotten back to himself, truly earning his name is Joe Cool. And we got the young gunner, CJ Stroud, who I've been riding almost this entire season, out here doing major things, bro. This ought to be good.
Yeah, man. Unfortunately, CJ's going to be down a weapon today, right? I think he's going to be down a weapon. Who was it?
Yeah, Nico. They said Nico's probably not going to play.
Yeah, Nico Collins is not playing. That's tough, but he got Tank Dell though. So, and they lit it up to what I don't know. How many, he had a crazy amount of a crazy week last week. Wait, six for $114 and 2 touchdowns.
Yep.
In that wild game we saw last week from Houston and Tampa Bay. Baker Mayfield.
Mm-hmm.
He was like, I got him. I'm sorry. Even taking a shot at Baker Mayfield, we ain't even talking about Tampa Bay.
You just couldn't resist, could you?
I couldn't. Had to happen. Yeah, this is gonna be fun though. It's gonna be fun. You said one thing is Chase out?
Just got the report literally 5 seconds ago. Ian Rappaport just reported, maybe less than 10 seconds ago, that they feel like that Chase went out and did what was necessary in warm-ups, and they're expecting him to play.
They are expecting. Okay.
So that's straight from Ian Rappaport. So
gotcha. Okay. Well, that's a
T.
good
Higgins
thing
is out,
because because that's what I was about to say. That's a good thing since T. Higgins is out. So hopefully your man's and them. I won't mention them because I know you probably got them in your lineup. I'm sorry, Brian. It's too late now. Yeah. Tyler Boyd gonna be in the mix. He's gonna have to be in the mix today for Cincinnati to be able to hold up. But if you got Higgins out on one side, got Nico out on the other side, as far as the receiving game, I think it'll still be fun. I think it'll still be a good number of points on each side from each team. But yeah, super duper shout out to CJ Stroud for setting a rookie record. He set a rookie record for passing yards in a single game. Was it 475 somewhere? That's out of control though. I haven't said it. I haven't said the number, but just saying it right now, like that's stupid. He had a day. So hopefully we had the same type of excitement today.
Man, you look at just what he did last week alone. So you mentioned there's no Nico. They're still more than capable. We saw with Tank Dell. You talked about Tank Dell. We talked about my guy who I've been on the horn, letting people know almost every week. Dalton Schultz last week, 10 catches for $130. A tight end, people, not named Travis Kelce. But to some of y'all, he just another guy. He was just okay. Y'all don't hear me though. All right. Dalton Schultz has been money for this franchise all year. I think he's already up to 4 touchdowns. So he's going to even surpass, barring injury, what he did with the Cowboys last season, right?
Yeah. So,
but they have been really good. And then another name that Dallas is familiar with is cast to the side, and rightfully so. This fool got $133 at a touchdown. That would be one Noah Brown.
Yeah,
who?
Crazy.
Noah Brown, the former Dallas Cowboy, came to play. The one thing is interesting too about this offensive explosion for the Texans is there's a name that you and I have known, and in the football world have known for quite a while. He's bounced around for a few teams, and he's been out since week 6 with an injury. And this team is still producing, and he might come back today. I think they're going to test him in warm-ups today. That'll be Robert Woods. So you talk about a plethora of problems.
I ain't thought about Robert Woods.
Yeah, he been gone since week 6. So this is going to be fun. Both teams missing weapons today, or missing somebody from the starting lineup. And it's all about who can get in there and get it done. My thing was this though. What's defense rises to the occasion? Because one thing about the Texans, that pass rush is for real. That pass rush is for real. They're going to test that Cleveland offensive line. On the flip side, though, that Cincinnati offensive line. On the flip side, though, of that whole thing is Cincinnati is one of the best at forcing turnovers. And that's something that Stroud hasn't done in a
Right.
large capacity. He's been one of the best. He didn't have many interceptions. So something's got to break in this one. And I'm going to stick with CJ. I'm going to stick with CJ. I know it's crazy to roll against Cincinnati the way they've been playing. I think they're going to still play well today, especially if Chase can go for the long haul. But the Texans put up 39 last week, and I don't know if 39 is in the picture today, but I think they scored just enough points. So give me the Houston Texans over the Cincinnati Bengals 30-27.
Well. Okay, Prime. 30-27. I had 30-26. Actually, I take that back. I had 30-26 in my head. I did not write it down. I'm gonna fall back a little bit on that. You said 30-27 Cincinnati.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry. You said Houston.
I got Houston. Yeah, I got the Texans.
Houston. I'm gonna go 26-23 Cincinnati.
That is crazy. You think about this Texans offense. So if you look at the top 5 receiving totals last week, that's when I was talking earlier about how funny it is that I'm Amari Cooper. We talking about, a sneaky 139. Well, you
Right.
had Noah Brown at $153, and then you had a tight end and Dalton Schultz with $130. You know what I'm saying? So this team had 2 of the highest yardage totals from people catching the football of the top 5 people catching the football last week. So it's going to be crazy. And you talking about similarities. Remember, we were talking earlier about Cincinnati struggling early in the season, and people said we've seen this before when they went 0-2 and 0-3. You got to remember, sitting right here 4-4, just outside of the wild card picture, is the Houston Texans, who started the season 0-2. Crazy.
And nobody's really going to think about the Texans for real. Nobody's going to consider the Texans.
People straight disrespecting them just because it's the Texans. It is what it is.
Exactly.
Yeah, one of my group members early in the year told me it was a few weeks in to pump the brakes on Houston, and it was one game and was picking all these reasons on why it's about to crumble. And I forgot what I said, left it alone. I got one of my fam that told me he's a Cowboy fan. He's not convinced still about Dalton Schultz. He's just doing things out there. And to me, I didn't want to, because I respect the mess out of bro. But he said, yeah, well, it seems like Dalton Schultz was doing big things because nobody pays attention to Houston. So when he do something, I don't know where he was trying to word it. I was like, I don't know how you could put that in context. Dalton Schultz is balling. He is balling. You know what I'm saying? So, if he can stay on the field, there's no major injury. We'll just have this conversation again at the end of the year when we start ranking tight ends. And you tell me how you can justify. Is it justified? If he's not top 5, he's top 7. I'm gonna say that. He's gonna finish top 7. We know he's not top 3, but we can start having a conversation after the main 3. I'm gonna be honest with you. So
that's fair.
We shall see. Alan, what's up, man? If you free, we gonna be down at B-Dubs today. B-Dubs today. We gonna get up there around about noonish. Caesar, what's good? JB, my guy, what's good?
Alan ain't pulling up.
Well, he said he came through towards the end last week. He told us that
Oh, he did. You know what? He did come in at the end.
Yeah, he told him let him know. So we'll see what's up, man. My guy got the new gig, man. But so congrats on that, man. No doubt.
Yeah,
I listen to you all the time. Sound real sharp, my man. No doubt.
Yes, sir.
Next up, matter of fact, we got JB in the house. We got Alan in the house. Let's talk about them 49ers and those Jaguars.
I thought you was about to name it. I thought you was about to name a Jaguars fan. I was like, who? I only know 2 in real life.
I know 1. So he in the group. So
oh, Maul?
Yeah, Maul. That's the machine.
That's
Hey, the 49ers and Jags are getting it in today. I know the 49ers been chopping at the bit. Is getting back on the football field after losing 3 in a row. And then the thing is, they coming back against a real one because the Jaguars are balling out of their minds right now, proving that the success they started building on last year was not a fluke, man. this ought to be a fun game to watch, and hopefully we got that TV somewhere around us so we can keep an eye on that one, man.
Yeah, I know Allen and JB and all the other Niners fans are happy to see one man and one man only return to the lineup today.
My grandma. Give me that check.
That's right. Debo is back in the building. So even if he doesn't have the numbers, I think just his presence on the field will be a little bit of comfort and security to Brock Purdy. So, yeah, but Jacksonville's been thugging it out from the backfield stance, and your man's Trevor been balling. Remember when Trevor first came out and people was high on him, and then he didn't play well a little bit, and people was like, "Oh, I told y'all he was terrible." Blah blah blah. Back on his back once again. They on his back once again. So, got to give people time to grow and see what they're really about. That might be Allen. I don't know who it is, but it might be Allen.
Somebody who had no business saying nothing because they ain't even his squad. Yeah. So I had to let him know the other day. His squad is.
Oh, Caesar.
Right. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's Caesar.
He mad. He mad. He just bitter. He bitter. He holding on. See all this. You see all this heat. You feel all the heat from this comment. Y'all see Caesar today. Ain't gonna be none of that. There ain't gonna be none of that at all. At all. Oh man, you better show up too, because I need the laughter. He the first one that said he the first one that posted that he was coming, so he messed around being no show. Yeah, that sound about right. Bring a football.
He checked in the group. He'll message all the people that actually support him in the group. You going? You going? I mean,
make sure y'all can be there, right?
Yeah, y'all can be. Because a couple of them said they ain't going. Caesar ain't show up. So.
Caesar said, "Y'all come sit by me. Just sit by me. That's all. That's all I need." Yeah, this should be fun though today, man. I have Jacksonville getting it done for multiple reasons. One, of course, the travel. I'm still big on that west to east travel being an issue. Two, because we haven't seen San Francisco play well in a minute. So until they do it again, I guess we got to be off that bandwagon. I got to be off that bandwagon. Although, once they get it back together, I'm sure I'll be like, San Francisco is the best team in the NFC again at some point before we get to the end of the season. Exactly. You need some buffer. You need somebody to slow down the rush. He needs somebody to slow down the rush. So he need an offensive tackle and an offensive guard, left side, strong side. No, he needs somebody to hold up the rush. That's it. He can get his shots off. I'm going Jacksonville. Today. 27, actually 20, 24, 27, 24, 27, 24. 24-20. Jacksonville gets the dub at the crib over San Francisco.
So the people trying to come at Caesar like Bosa and Chase Young, who will be actually on the field for the first time today. Yeah, the Niners need this game, man. If you look at their next 4 games, they deal with the Bucks. I believe that's next week, and then they have the Philadelphia Eagles. But in that span, they play Seattle twice. So within that span, so it's either the Bucks next week or Seattle, vice versa, and then the Eagles. But yeah, so this is going to be very, very interesting. Now it's going to be careful, though, man. Did you realize that in each of those 3 losses, they scored exactly 17 points in each game? Stay away from the number 17. And I think they will today, man. I think they will today. They're getting Debo back. I agree with you. They're going to have to prove that they fix all their issues. And they got one of the smartest coaches in the league, and I think they will. I love the way the Jags are playing. I love ET and everybody, what I'm saying, is going to be out here talking about, what McCaffrey going to do and all that. But ETN is a real one, too. To me, and I'll say it again for the 3rd or 4th straight week, he has been the best football player on that football team. Taking up for the the issues they've had getting Ridley involved as much as we thought, and some of the other guys. Watch Kirk today, but yeah, I'm I'm gonna take the Niners. I'm gonna take the Niners in a close one, 29-26. But I'm gonna tell you, if they lose this football game, they're gonna lose a lot more respect around the league.
Think?
Yeah. Yep.
Dang, that's tough.
So what was your score again?
24-20.
24-20. Bet. All right, 2 games left. Let's slide down to 2 teams that we seem to talk about almost every week. And they're not elite teams, but it's just something always something about the matchups that they have, or sometimes it's just the fact of something that happened the previous week. We are going to talk about them this week. And a lot of the times, one of the teams, because our guy was quarterback in one of them, and he's no longer there. But we got the Saints and the Vikings coming in today. Both teams sitting at 5-4. Saints just inching along, mainly on the strength of timely plays in their defense. And the Vikings caught fire while Kirk was there. And then when Kirk goes out, they get an unexpected surprise and find a way to win the game last week with Josh Dobbs sliding in after the young starter got hurt. So how you feel about this game?
Man, that's Josh Dobbs, man. Shout out to Josh Dobbs. Josh Dobbs I feel like he should have got even more love based on how he played last week. Coming off the bench. Just got there. Coming off the bench.
He got that Friday.
And got busy. He threw two and ran one. Including the game winner. What you mean? Like what?
My legs.
They were talking about, he won a game with a new team. No, he did a whole bunch more than just won a game. You got to give that man more credit. Give him some credit. Show him some love for that. They should have been crying like Michigan assistant yesterday after the game for Josh Dobbs. Shoot.
Who you?
Yeah, it was real. But yeah. New Orleans, I don't know if they're trustworthy. Like, I don't trust them. I don't think anybody really trusts New Orleans or takes them seriously. It's kind of similar to Houston. Like, New Orleans, is more respectable as a franchise, and you'd expect more from New Orleans as a franchise. But they're not scaring anybody. But like you said, they are 5-4, and they're usually not out of a game. They don't fall out of a game. They're gonna hang around, whether it's Olave with the deep ball, or Shaheed, or if it's Alvin, or if it's your man's the Swiss Army knife out there at the tight end, fullback, running back, quarterback, all the backs. So he does a little bit of everything. But yeah, it's about that defense for the most part. And they're going to get after old Josh today. The question is, do you believe that Josh can get away? Like, can he make plays with his legs and to get out of that rush or get away from that rush? Or are they just going to crush that man and leave him laying on the field somewhere with a struggling Minnesota offense putting up less than 10 points? Because it could go either way. And I'm kind of back and forth on this game. I feel like reality might set in. The reality of the situation for Minnesota, even though they're at the crib, I feel like reality might set in a little bit, especially your man's TJ is not healthy. Of course, nobody's healthy. It's the NFL. It's week 10. Nobody's healthy. I get it. But I could see this New Orleans defense taking advantage of Dobbs a little bit and handling business in a low-scoring game. So I'm going 19-16, New Orleans.
You mentioned Dobbs having to use his legs. What he had 66 yards on the ground last week, so he's definitely got to do that against the Saints defense. And the Saints are just funny. I remember early in the year you were talking about just something about the Saints, and you just kind of didn't believe in them. And I said, I thought, I feel you, but I just kind of felt that they would be right there in the thick of things for the division, just if you look at that division, you know.
Right.
And I still feel that way. But the Saints, man, the Saints are kind of like too good to be true. And when I say that, the new album, Meek Mill and Rick Ross,
Rick
too good
Ross.
to be true, right? And when I say that is their offense is Meek Mill, bro. Like, because their offense is nothing, like, you're not a big fan of it because it's really nothing over the top or explosive, but it manages to be relevant enough, whether it's the passing game, dumping it all, passing game, dumping it off to Kamara. You feel me? Whether it's they're, Olave making a big play, it's just enough. You're not overly crazy about it, but it's just enough that it stays relevant, right? And it's
Right.
got a little bit of a fan base. The defense is Rick Ross. And the reason I say that is because Rick Ross been in the game for a minute, right? And though he's not the biggest star, he's always consistent. And we can go back and look at most of these Saints defenses over the past decade. They've been really good, especially, when they were playing at home.
Mm-hmm.
But this year they've learned to be really good on the road defensively. And that's just, and they got to do that against the Vikings. You look at Rick Ross in the game, bro. No matter, Rick come out, play the same thing. He's kind of getting long in the tooth, but he's effective. And they've got some older veterans on that squad, like the Honey Badger. A couple other guys been in the league for a minute, but you still got to respect it. You know what I'm saying? So that's Meek Mill and Rick Ross for you right there. Too good to be true. That's the Saints.
Okay.
But you answered the question earlier. Well, you mentioned earlier, you don't think a lot of points going to be scored in this game, right?
Yeah.
I see a 23-20 type contest. That's just me. I think Dobbs' legs will probably be the difference. And if you notice, I haven't picked against the Saints that many times this year, in probably the last couple of years. But I'm gonna do it today. I'm gonna give it to Dobbs and the boys. Big game for Hawkinson because he's gonna become Dobbs' best friend.
Mm-hmm.
Some other plays out there to be had. I'm waiting to see the Vikings may be down a receiver. I haven't seen the final word on Osborne. But if that's the case, that's just more of Hawkinson, more of Addison. I think Powell's going to play. But I see a tight one. But I'm going to take the Vikings 23-20.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
All right. Last game on the docket here for today will be the Lions and the Chargers. They will go at it. Ought to be a pretty good game. And in Detroit is really the team I'm really watching in this because I'm hearing more and more source of teams talking about, they went from, they all right, are they playing well to now they might be the best team in the NFC, in the NFC East. Well, in the NFC, not the NFC East. What you think?
Right. Yeah, I had somebody ask me, what you think about Detroit versus maybe not versus like playing against, but Detroit or Philly being the best team in the NFC. I'm like, I didn't even respond because I just can't fathom, as good as Detroit looks, I just can't fathom Detroit being the best team in the NFC. Like that does not even make sense. Does not compute. Does not compute. I don't know. But they have balled out. I mean, Gibbs got busy last game. Your man's Amon-Ra St. Brown and doing his thug thizzle back in the mix. Laporta getting the rock, like you mentioned him a couple times in the last couple weeks.
Yes.
And then they get the rock to everybody. Reynolds 1, Reynolds 2, you never know where the ball is going, but the ball gets shared throughout that Detroit offense. And if I'm not mistaken, Montgomery is back today. He's playing today.
I saw that he's supposed to play today.
Yeah, so I don't know what that means. I don't know if that's good or bad because, like, how do you distribute the work between Montgomery and Gibbs
Will
going
they?
forward when you've seen Gibbs get busy when he's had a chance to, be the guy. So that'll be interesting but good dilemma to have for Dan Campbell and the Detroit offense.
there. I'm muffled with this one because, like, early in the year, we just knew Jameer Gibbs was gonna get that rock, right? You just knew he was getting that rock. You know it's going down. But Montgomery continued to get it and smash it out. Like every time you look, he was in the end zone. Right. You know what I'm saying? He was doing this thing. And we were both thinking next week is gonna be Jameer. Next week is gonna be Jameer. And then he become Montgomery again. All right. Then he gets the chance to get in there, to possibly do some things when Montgomery was up earlier in the season. Didn't quite pan out the way that they thought it was going to pan out. Montgomery comes back. Then he goes out again, and Jameer takes full advantage this particular time. So you would expect that Campbell will share that time and make sure that Jameer Gibbs gets his time too. At least maybe gets 12 touches minimum, maybe 12 to 15, but we just don't know. Like, we just don't know. Dan got a mind of his own, bro. But this is going to be interesting too. This is what's going to be real interesting too. The Chargers, who we all agree have not always lived up to the expectations defensively with all those people they have on defense, they turn you over though. That's the crazy thing. Give up all the yards in the world, all the big plays in the world, right? But we'll get the turnover. They really capitalize on that. So can they, force Goff into giving that rock a little bit in this one? Right. And they just might do that. I just don't have a lot of faith in the Chargers. They've shown us time and time again they are a team with some of the best weapons in the business, but they just can't get it done when they need to get it done. Or they always crumble in 1-point games, or they bumble it at the end of the game on making dumb decisions, going for it when they don't need to go for it. And the Lions, to me, are one of the best teams in National Football League right now. Are they the best in the NFC? I don't know. We're going to find out soon enough. But I'm going to take the Lions today because I got more faith and more trust in what they do with their weapons than I do with the whole Chargers situation. 31-27. Amon-Ra St. Brown getting busy over there. Along with Laporte.
I see that. Okay. I like that score. I'm going extra. Since Caesar's involved, I'm going extra with it today.
43.
You would think that's what I was going with. But no, I just got a lot of points. I have a lot of points being scored today. And I wanted to ask you, though, before we stop talking about these two teams, how much grace do you have left for Justin Herbert? Like, does Justin Herbert just get to be Justin Herbert and with all the tools? Like, how many years does he get to be to have lead a team less far than we expect before somebody says, hey, maybe this guy just isn't as good as we've always said he was?
They got the Gracie world because he don't play for the Cowboys. No, no. What's funny with him is I really feel like there's definitely some issues there, like we always talk about with Josh Allen. The same thing. Josh Allen can be explosive. Some people consider him elite, some don't, but he has those games sometimes, which is crazy. 5 total touchdowns. This, that, and the third, snatch your heart out. And then he has those duds. I think the same thing about Herbert. And I think we won't truly know until they get a better coach over there too. And because it's a lot of stuff with Herbert. You've seen Herbert fail time and time again. We've seen him turn the ball over at untimely time. But I can't get past the fact that, one, his arsenal is always injured. Always. It's always something. And I know you're supposed to say if you're an elite quarterback, which I don't think anybody has him as elite anymore, you're supposed to find ways to overcome certain things, but darn. But number 2, I think their coaching is shot. I don't know how much better he is than Mike McCarthy. What I'm saying? Both of them trash to me. So I don't know, but it kind of feels like with Herbert as if some kind of way within the next 2 seasons, unless he's falling all the way off the wagon, if they find a way to cut ties with him and try to move on, He just at this point doesn't seem like a quarterback that would be on the street that long. Right? I need to see him with somebody else.
Okay. Yeah. Fair enough. Well, I'll give you my score. I'm going big money, no whammies, 43 for Detroit. 43-36. Shootout at the OK Corral. It's going to be like Houston and Tampa Bay last week.
That was a fun game. That was so fun.
Yeah, so we're going to have one fun game. I think that's a 1:00 game, right? No. That's
later.
They're playing in LA. So yeah, I guess we won't catch that one together. But
yeah,
43-36 Detroit. So you and I have two games that we picked the same this week and three different.
That's it. And that's the games for the week. Remember, we are going to be at Buffalo Wild Wings 4th annual SBP Meetup today. We are meeting down there probably in about 45 minutes or so. So we'll get there around about noon to try to get us a spot. Come through if at all possible. Get there as close to 12-ish as you can so we can try to secure some tables or something and do our thing. But that's all I got. You got anything before we sign out and see some of these people today?
Funny enough, I just got a message on IG from somebody that's in the group that said, "Is the meetup still today?" Yeah, okay. So we're gonna see. We might have an unexpected person there to root on his favorite team in the 1:00 games.
JB, head count of 2 for me. My man, come on through. We're gonna be heading down that way shortly. I'm gonna be pulling out of here. I don't live far, so I'm gonna be pulling out of here in about a half an hour. So it is what it is. We're gonna catch y'all. Let's do this. Let's talk some football, watch some football, and let's kick it. Can't wait to see y'all. We out.
Oh, hey, me and Prime, we doing pictures with y'all. Pictures with everybody by themselves.
Get the pictures, we need the photo popping today. Let's do
SBP joints.
See y'all soon.